think we're all still waking up here this morning, so we're excited to have you all here. Uh, Connie, that's quite okay. Thanks for joining us in between law classes. We feel very honored. We have someone dialing in also from Brazil, Diego. Really nice to see you. Thanks so much for joining. Really exciting. Very good.
I'm just full of surprises. It's good to see you here.
Amazing, amazing. And for those of you who are dialing in now, also feel free to drop in the chat maybe where you're from, but also maybe who on this call you know. If you have any touch points, we have Melanie and Ellery and Jordan and Louisa here on the call.
She works on base 44. They get like, what they get? They get like, no, like girls from her class, like, that can speak English, like, what's her name? They don't have to be, base 44. And I put myself on mute and I don't show my face.
We'll probably get started in about 2 minutes.
No. And I'm recording, okay?
Do we have any musicians, maybe? I think Matthew, right? You're a musician. You can just grab your guitar really quickly and do some background
elevator music. That's right.
It's funny, during the pandemic, I did some of that where I played the President's Breakfast at the where I work, and that was interesting. But like, I was in my house and playing music for them, and I also played for the university, a university in Chile, which they invited me to like play for 300 people. But I was sitting in my living room, and they were all online. It was very, very interesting. The pandemic made for some very interesting times.
Amazing. That's incredible. Yeah, thanks for joining us, Matthew. We're looking forward to hearing from you a little bit later in the call. That'll be awesome. Cool, cool. Well, listen, I know we have people joining from near and far, and joining early and joining late and leaving early and whatnot. So I think we'll just go ahead.
Recording in progress.
Let me go ahead and share my screen. All right. So for those of you who I haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, it's so lovely to see you on the call. My name is Elsa, and I am the team lead here for education at Base 44, and I'm really excited to welcome each and every one of you to our first ever semester kickoff for Base 44 Education. So I see we have a lot of our new partners, we have some old partners, and we also have some students joining us today. And I'm really looking forward to sharing a little bit more about our community and also giving each of you a chance to connect with each other. So maybe we can do a quick round robin of our team here so you can get to know everyone. And Louisa, let's start with you.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Louisa Surma. My work at Base 44 is all about connecting students with industry partners. So that means I spend my time building partnerships with campuses and companies. So what happens in the classroom can carry out into projects, internships, and skills that employers recognize. So today I'm going to share a little bit about how we're doing that, and more importantly, how you could plug that into whether that's into curriculum, student programs, or collaborations that we design together.
All right, maybe Ellery, you want to go next?
Hi everyone, excited to see you all. I see many familiar faces. If you don't know me, I am working with many in the Southeast and International and working with student programs. So just like Lisa said, getting ready to get any Base 44 programming into your classroom and making it easy for you. So happy to have you here.
Melanie, do you want to go next? And then Jordan?
Absolutely. Hi, everybody. So good to see you all, so many familiar faces. So I'm Melanie Lowe, and I'm the Director of Educational Innovation for our Base 44 team, primarily in the realm of curriculum development, credentials, and programming. And so I'm actually here learning along with all of you. I just returned from maternity leave, actually, after giving birth to my second son, fun. So it's a nice time of learning all together, which is going to be great. But excited to have you all here. Oh, geez, that's very kind. Thank you for the heart. He's a little sweet.
Hey everyone, I am Jordan. Again, thank you all for taking the time to be here. We're so excited to do this. My role here on Base 44 is a lot of the enablement and learning materials. So I'm really excited right now. I'm currently building out our Base 44 Learn platform where you're going to have a ton of access to videos, to documents, to all of our webinars that we're doing to really help you feel comfortable implementing it into the classroom and feeling like you can share this with your students. So really excited that we're building this out. And later on, we'll be doing some breakout rooms, so I'll jump in and answer any questions for anyone that wants to build along with me.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much. So we're all really excited to have you here today, and you'll see we're really also just looking forward to this next generation of what we can bring into the classroom to service our students, but also service each of you in your own learning and educational journey. And I think that this explosion in the classroom really starts with one person who I have here on the screen, and that is Malwar Shlomo, and he is our co-founder, or he's our founder of Base 44, which is one of the fastest growing vibe coding companies in the world. So I wanted to just give a really quick background on Base 44 and vibe coding and really what you're a part of this upcoming semester. So a little bit of background, Base 44 was actually 100% bootstrapped and built in less than 6 months. It was not until 2025 that Wix found Base 44, saw the writing on the wall, saw, wow, this is something that is incredible. This is going to change forever. We want to be a part of this. And all of us got to experience the excitement of an $80 million acquisition that happened virtually overnight, really changing the trajectory of each of our lives. Since then, we have just continued to go on this meteoric rise, acquiring over 1 million new users in the last 90 days. And today, we've expanded to over 150 universities across 25 countries. So each of you on the call here today are a part of our global roadshow where we will be hitting tons of different countries in lots of different classrooms, sponsoring hackathons, curriculum, and everything in between. So thanks for being along for the ride, and hopefully today will excite you about what is to come. So many of you already know what vibe coding is, so I'll just do a really quick review. When we talk about vibe coding, we are referring to the practice of using AI to write code based on natural language prompts. So the whole point of this is it allows you to turn your ideas to action without being bogged down in a lot of these technical details. But critically, what makes Base 44 so exciting to our users, and really I think for our students, is that the entire end-to-end of a business is already built into the platform. So everything from back-end infrastructure, database management, user authentication is right at your students' fingertips, and they can truly build a business from scratch in minutes. And with that, I think there's no one better to really share the excitement of all you can do with Base 44 and the journey we've been on than our incredible founding team member, Ron Shahar, who has graciously agreed to join us right before the company party. So thank you, Ron, and I'll turn it over to you.
Hi, everyone, and thank you, Elva, for embarrassing me a little bit. I don't know. Maybe the picture. No, I'm not sure. That's fine. Great. Um, so I'll talk, I think, a little bit about myself. As a friend of Mo, actually, for 16 years, I'm a friend of Mo, and all the time that he was a co-founder in Explorer, and he lost a company, and now with Base, he's always was like the tech guy, the high tech guy, and all of my friends were. Some of them worked in like the big corporates here in Israel and worldwide. and I was the restaurant manager of the company, of the guys. I just ran and managed restaurants in Israel, like fine dining restaurants, not a fast food and all those stuff, like really fine dining restaurants. And just now found me in like between jobs, I think, like to say that, and just asked me to try his new.
Oh,
It
he's a
started as
restaurant
a bot
manager.
Yeah.
for WhatsApp, but don't tell anyone. After it was a WhatsApp bot, it became kind of what you see Base 44 is right now, and he just took me and my brother Tom, and we developed what we are best in, like restaurant tool that helps restaurants managers um, to manage their expense and invoices and to control better on food waste and food costs and labor costs and all of those stuff. And it's been a while since my brother took it away, and then I just joined Mahal and joined Base 44. Today I'm kind of like community manager with the partner managers and doing like a lot of community and product stuff as the non-technical guy in Base 44 product team. And I'll show you just a quick thing. It's kind of elevation of our me and my brother invoice management tool,
Back
like
end.
the agentic one. Okay, you can see over here that we just build like the expense trend chart with all of what you need to do and to know about your invoices and about your expenses and how to add software subscriptions and all of the stuff that we need to know. But we just added a new feature last week, uh, which is agents that allows people like users like you, users of Base 44, allow their users of users, like your users, to use an agent. So I just implement here two agents. There is Alex, which is the financial assistant, and I have Sarah, Dr. Sarah, which is a present bias psychologist. And then our users can actually add themselves invoices and just ask anything they want, like what?
Also, like a little bot. So bad. He makes gray and white.
Probably with
That's
spelling
Yeah,
mistakes,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Your biggest expense was 1,000 from Delta Airlines. Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
Delete this one.
And then the bot just can. I ask him not to delete. Oh, sorry. But the bot just can update or let him.
He asked to delete it, so it says I can't delete it. Somebody did it for him. You understand? His brother looks like his brother is developing, and he was the resident manager, non-technical. So wait, got it.
Okay, great. And then just update the invoice amount to $1,300. And then actually our users of users can manage their invoices and manage their expenses and all of those stuff. In the beginning, I have actually a big page of all invoices in one big huge table, and then we just erase the option to see it visually, and Alex, the financial assistant, will help. And in the other section, we have Sarah, which is a present bias psychology, and so a little bit
no, they don't let
excited.
you.
So maybe
Okay.
Oh, that's cute. I'm more a dog person, but like that's our final. So we just talked. I think Elsa opened the mic because of that, but we just talked before
What?
before you came to the
A
conversation
cat.
about my dog John, which is great. And so she sent me just a gift, but I can talk to her, and she will represent the present bias theory. And actually, that's it. That's our product right now. That's my brother selling. So if you want, if you have a restaurant, I'm just kidding. Um, so that was my demo. In the next few days, you can see it all over our social media, and that's it. Just use agents, use base. That's fine. That's cool. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Ron. We really appreciate you making the time, and I think it's always good to, um, see in action how people are using the tool in their day-to-day lives. So incredible. Well, awesome. Let's go ahead and keep moving because I know we have lots of content still to cover today, and I will turn this over to Ellery.
That's
Thanks, Ron. That was pretty great. And I love how he's just like matter of fact, like AI agents. Like,
yeah.
this is my
She's
app.
come.
This is what we made. I'm not even into tech. I just want to reiterate that it doesn't matter where you come from,
She's gonna
what
come.
your
She's
background
gonna
is.
come in
It's
a couple
something that you
weeks,
can
and she's gonna
build
give a
and you can
presentation. I
get
told her to give
started
a
with an
presentation on
idea.
base
As
44.
cheesy
How
as it
can
is,
they
like, you have an
use
idea,
it
like,
in the
go ahead and
classroom?
build it.
And show an
And
exactly
so that kind of
example.
leads us to what
So
that means in
she's
the classroom
preparing
and what
what
our
she
team
told
gets
what
to
I
do.
told.
And I love being able to do is provide any of the tools that are needed to bring this to life in the classroom. Whether that's curriculum, whether it's materials that you need to download, that you can share, that you can put in your platform so that students can get started, whether it's like the ABCs of prompting, like we have that available for you, webinar instruction. Not only that, but being able to do programming on campus. If you're having hackathons, if you're having case competitions, it's something that is universal. It can be in any major, in any program. I've seen it all, and we're excited to kind of just bring that to life. And of course, speakers that can come out and connect with the students at in the classroom, at an event, and of course, removing barriers to entry. Right, the platform itself is based off of a freemium model, so you can build, and it's free. And we have coupons available to get your students started in the class. And for the students that are here, that's great for all of you too, because now you'll be able to have additional credits that'll help you create and make the next app that you'll be like Ron, like making apps and selling them like his brother, right? And so what that means for international partnerships that we get to connect with, and we have someone here from an NGO that we'll chat in a little bit, but that means that Base 44 is open to working with NGOs, government programs, and any learning companies or platforms and tools that'll help
What I
reach
like about
others.
it
And then,
when
of
she
course,
comes
being
here,
able to
man,
support,
she doesn't show.
we
You
have
know, they talk
someone
and I keep
speaking
on
that's in
telling her,
high
show
school.
me
We're
something,
helping
Ellery. You
students
know what I mean?
starting from high school,
Right.
being able to connect with them. And I think we've gotten some reach out from people who are like working with middle schoolers, and they're getting the students learning how to use this responsibly, being able to have them create and innovate in the matter of minutes. And so we're excited to have this within your class. And let us know what you would like to see, what you would like to do. We're going to be in the networking breakout room, so I'm excited to connect with all of you. So make sure you make it out to my breakout room, which is bringing it to your class, hackathons and events and programs.
So she didn't show anything.
Cool.
Cool.
I think let's get to it, right? Because like right now, a lot of AI platforms are built for single functions. Great at one thing, maybe not so much another. But Base 44 is different in that sense, right? Because it gives marketing, sales, finance, data, students the same foundation to build on. It's one platform, but it flexes in hundreds of different ways, as Ron just showed, and we're going to see now. But instead of me just telling you, let's go straight to the folks who are putting Base 44 into action. And if we hit the next slide, please. I want to start with Dev. Okay, so these are our folks from Ron, who just showed us and told us his story about bass, to Stephen Goss, who's bringing it to his NYU classroom this fall, to Dev, who's a high school senior, who built a community app for his school, to Alicia, applying it in fintech, and finally Matthew, who battle tested it against other tools for a hackathon. So each is going to show a different range of the possibilities of Base 44. So I want to start with Dev. So if we can spotlight Dev, that'd be great. I knew I had to meet Dev when he cold emailed the team. And when I did meet with him, I was just blown away by his enthusiasm and his drive. So, like I said earlier to folks, I may be working for him one day. So Dev, you are a high school senior. You're a student entrepreneur. You've tested a lot of vibe coding, no code platforms. But when you tried Base 44, you told me, and I quote, it clicked, right? And now you're using it to build apps and even plan a hackathon with us at your school. So share a little bit about that journey and what made Base 44 stand out to you.
Yeah, so firstly, hello everyone. My name is Dave, and I'm a senior in high school who is currently in high school giving this presentation. I'm a student entrepreneur and a tech nerd who's made a bunch of startups and a bunch of software over the last 5 years. Among that is a healthcare startup I partnered with Roche and HCG Hospitals on, a newsletter that I manage a 50,000 follower Instagram account for. I absolutely love entrepreneurship. And for me, software allows me to do that and make something that could reach billions in days. Due to this interest, ever since no-code platforms like Bold, Lovable, and ones even before that have been released, I have devoured each of them. As a student, I'm even less patient when such platforms take a million tokens to fix a small error or just blatantly stop working. Which is why, when I heard of a new no-code platform called Base 44, I was one of the first, even before Wix, to hop on and test it out. Let me tell you, it was magic. I built a social media platform like Instagram, but for news outlets and real news in a matter of minutes with zero errors. And ever since then, I have been attached to Base 44. Now, what really differentiates Base 44 for me here is the fact that it has everything inside of it. There doesn't need to be a super base integration like Bolt or Lovable or another million integrations that these platforms have. In Base 44, it's all there for you. I think this tool single-handedly lets every student create what they want and what they need without having to spend months on hosting, servers, and more, all the money, all the learning, everything. Base 44 turns every student into a problem solver and entrepreneur by extension. In fact, I want to show you some of my work using Base 44, which I built because of a problem I identified at my previous school. Back there, I would never know when clubs were meeting, where they were, which ones even existed. So to help them out, I built a streamlined club management platform that I want to show you right now. So let me get that up for you.
Let's do it. Show us, Dev.
Yes. I'm going to show you guys. Perfect.
By the way, just Dev. By the way, people in the chat are like, "Can I be Dev when I grow up?" So I just want to call that out. There's like a running ticket line of people who are very much impressed by you because you're awesome. All right, tell us what we're looking at.
Yes, so right now you're looking at a student dashboard. So for the student, they will be able to see all the clubs, any events that they have, all the clubs that are there, what the contributions for these clubs are. You can also apply for a new club. So let's say I want to make a new club. I have to fill out this form.
It looks like it's all back end kind of thing. Dashboard.
The best part about this application, though, is that you can actually see all the clubs. That's the main part of this. And so over here, if you can see my screen, you can see all the clubs. And let's click in the coding club because that's the one I like. And so in this coding club, you can see all the club information, where they meet, their emails, their timing, everything. You can see their goals, membership, all that stuff. And you can also see if your friends are in that club. So like if I click on members, I can see all the members that are in the club. And so I can just see, okay, my friend is going there, I can go there too. You can see any events that they have planned or any announcements. So previously there were events for this club. And so you can see the announcements for a hackathon, for a meeting, and that can come up with your events too. These were previously done, so the event doesn't pop up now, but it would have if you make a new event. And so if you go to the calendar, you can actually see any events that you have coming up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you previously what an event looks like on the calendar. So if I click on the hackathon, I would be able to see exactly where it is, all that stuff about it, a speaker series, service event, all of that stuff, right? And so it's very simple for the student to see all their clubs, to manage all of it together, which is super easy. And for the admin, it's even better. It's just amazing, okay? For the admin, what you can do is obviously you can look at all the clubs that you have in the school. You can edit details about them. So there's an admin panel that comes up. You click on the admin panel, you can edit the club name, the description, you can add members, delete the club, you can do anything that you want with it. When you go back to the dashboard, which is right here, you can also review any application. So for example, if there are people who are submitting applications, so this is the one I submitted very recently. So you can see, okay, this is the Corner Computing Club, this is what's required, this is the advisor, all that stuff. And you need an advisor approval before the admin actually approves it. You can also see budget requests. So let's say they want some money for a hackathon, right? So you can approve, you can reject, you can do all that stuff. What you can also do is actually manage the student itself. If I go into my own like profile, I can see, okay, these are the clubs I'm a part of. This is my position. I can also promote these people. I can see how involved they are with the school community. And if I see that someone is falling behind, they're not part of any clubs, you can actually reach out to them.
Hey, Dev.
You can do the same thing.
Question for you. This is very extensive, and I love this so much. Question for you though, like how long did this take you? In one sentence, how long did this take you to build out?
I can't tell you that because if I told you that, that would like remove all the work of this
Okay,
application.
stop talking, Dev. Stop talking, Dev.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. Perfect, right? Okay. And so
Obviously,
here in the
obviously you put a lot of thought and energy into this, but the bigger picture here is that you identified a need, right? There was a gap, a need in your school, and you took initiative, you took action using a tool like Base 44, which I love. So, thank you.
I can't tell you that because it got built too fast. So if I tell you the amount of time it took me to build this, it would remove some of my hard work that I put into this. So that's why I can't tell you that.
And this is where you stop screen sharing. Exactly. I'm just kidding. Yeah. No, for the sake, Deb, it's awesome. But for the sake of time and we want to get
she
the other
understood it.
panelists.
Oh my goodness.
You were a phenomenal. You're a phenomenal student and a human being, and so many people want to be you when you grow up. So I think you've reached you've reached the top. And I'm so happy to know you, and I'm so happy to collaborate with you.
She's a dry copper. They used to have her.
Thanks so much.
They used
I'm sure you're going to get a lot of LinkedIn requests after this.
They're all in the
local
Vibers are in the
Thanks,
United
Deb.
States.
Perfect. Thank you.
She's from New Jersey.
We're gonna
she
pivot
was in
now
charge of all the
to
Vibers.
Mr. Stephen Goss from NYU. And Steve, I know you have been a very, very strong advocate for AI in the classroom. Anything you read about Steve, he talks about AI and how faculty should be bringing it to their students. And when Steve and I met at the Base 44 event, Steve was so curious about the platform, and I remember Mayor's story like really struck a chord with you, Steve. So my question for you is, how are you weaving Base 44 into your class this fall so that students can take an idea, but then all the way to a finished product, right? Like what makes it, there's so many AI platforms out there, so what makes Base the right platform for your teaching goals?
Yeah, and I think Dev hinted at some of that in his presentation, ease of use, rapid prototyping opportunities, and things like that. But let me give a little context of the course I'm teaching this semester, and then I can talk about how we're bringing Base 44 in. So, hi everybody again, I'm Dr. Stephen Goss. I am the chair and clinical faculty for the Management and Tech Department at NYU's School of Professional Studies Division of Programs and Business. And so this semester I'm teaching a course called Strategic Communications for Tech Innovation. This is an interdisciplinary course, so it's open to students from my degree programs in project management, management analytics, and it's also open to students in the integrated marketing communications program. So it's an interesting course. I'm also co-teaching with the chair of that department, Dr. Kathy Rennie. So to think about this course, we're doing it a lot differently. It is a process-based course. So the way to think about that might be to think about like an art classroom or an art studio. Students are coming in, working on their practice around different either painting or sculpting. They have other artists and students in the classroom who are working with them, helping them grow their practice. They're getting experts coming into the classroom, hearing the things that they're doing, looking at what they're doing, giving feedback, and then they're working towards portfolio and critique. And so similar, the same thing, the students are coming into this classroom, they're coming up with ideas, they are pitching pitching those ideas to one another. They're learning from each other. We're bringing in experts to come in to look at their work and to give them advice and feedback. And then the final section of the course, they're doing a series of pitches to different industry leaders to a final culminating event. And we break that course up into three distinct components. The first one is really just getting the skills that they need to develop the different things that they need to be able to develop the product and pitch the idea. Then moving into that second stage where they're getting feedback and guidance from experts, and then moving into that final pitch stage. As you can imagine, that early space where they're coming with ideas, they need opportunities to be able to develop their MVP. And so during that section, we do a whole lesson on MVP where we talk to them about, what is it to create that minimum set of critical features to produce a product, transforming those ideas into usable systems to test and iterate concepts. So for this semester, we are going to use Base 44 as that tool to really get them during that lecture to do some rapid prototype development, and then start to gather real-world audience input from a variety of different audiences using the tool, because they can actually do this in real time and put their idea out there and iterate and keep building their product as they're looking forward to working in their event. So this is a full class, and this is a pretty exciting class. We're going to have them start, select top ideas, get their hands on the tool, start to really produce their ideas in real time, and then we're going to do a round robin where all the students are going to go and look at the different things they're producing and give feedback. And that will really be the start of them developing their product towards then those expert sessions and also those MVP sessions. So what's great about this course is that the concluding piece isn't just sort of that traditional, what you might think of academic, getting the A or the B or the C or whatever, but also there will be some small pre-seed funding and also opportunity to work with NYU innovation resources here at the campus. So, why we're using Base 44 in particular in our course is we want to start, we're very much a professional applied program, so we're going to move the students away from just thinking about designing on paper or designing in the classroom to really building like tangible products that can be tested, demoed, and put into practical use, and do that in a rapid approach inside of a 15-week time frame. And then be able to take that, beyond the classroom into this real-world implementation and iteration towards, potential seed stage funding for this course in particular. So that's hopefully that was 3 minutes, Louisa. That is my spiel about what I'm doing and what my framework is.
It was brilliant, Steve. And again, I'm just looking forward to collaborating with you on this work because you are truly a champion of AI in the classroom, and we're so excited to have Base be a part of that work. So thank you. Yeah, awesome. All right, cool. Moving along, we have two more folks from industry joining us. I'm going to move right over to Dr. Alicia Vidler. And my question for you is, you have a very deep technical background, but you've chosen to use Base 44 for your work with 100 women in fintech. So how do you see Base 44 sort of leveling the playing field for those non-technical founders, right, in fintech? And what
I want to write something down. Okay.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and thank you for asking.
Yes.
I told you she's foreign.
Yeah, I have a PhD in agentic AI. I actually know how to program LLMs, and I do that for my day job and my research work. I'm a member of a university based in Israel also. But for 100 Women in FinTech, it's an NGO where we are part of 100 Women in Finance, 22 years, large numbers of members across the globe. And we have lots of women, generally, who are starting up fintechs who've come out of finance, and they're deeply technical. And like me, it's been a while since I programmed an app, and we needed an app. And due to some local issues in Israel, for anyone who's based here, we will remember June being a tricky month. I had heard about this great new technology. I was deeply skeptical about no code. I know low code well, but no code's a whole new step. And I started playing around with it on my phone, and I couldn't believe how much I could get done with actually not programming, but using an LLM. And yes, I use them frequently, so I feel I'm pretty good at using them and know how to get the most out of them. But for me, it's the speed, it's the access, and it's the idea that you don't need to learn a whole new tech stack to develop something, and therefore you get to spend most of your time doing what your purpose was in the first place, rather than messing around with actually maintaining tech. That's my main reason.
I absolutely love that. Like it gets you faster to your purpose and then execution instead of just fiddling around. I mean, there's a place, right, for programmers.
Absolutely.
But this is, you know.
Absolutely. And even if you just think about it as like a small business or one of our members has got a fintech or a startup, they're busy actually implementing their core tech stack. And they're really good at it. In many cases, just like me, they program in multiple languages. But do any of us want to learn how to pull together a great app or how to build something like an app with great colors or even just like programming the color scheme behind apps can take quite a lot of time. And this is just such an incredibly efficient way to get things prototyped. And I did manage to get one prototyped. I like Dev, I will, because I took great credit for it internally, I will not mention it, but it was on a mobile phone.
Excellent.
So she created, and also the key is she
Thank you
created
so
it
much.
on her
Amazing.
mobile.
And I know you're getting, you should look in the chat. I'm sure a lot of folks want to connect with you, which is also great. Thank you, Dr. Vidler. Great. And last but not least, the man who played for a president of a college, I believe he said. I want to be specific. And a couple of other folks during COVID. Matthew, I know that you have spent your career sort of building experiences that actually help people test ideas and ship real products. At a recent hackathon, you mentioned you used Base 44 to create this node code-based tool to get feedback. So, and you mentioned 2 other platforms that you couldn't quite get to the execution mode there. So, like, what made Base 44 different for you, and how do you see this tool changing the way teams go from idea to execution?
So I want to say I was actually Steve McGoni's in the room, and we were working together on that. So I want to give him some credit. And thank you for having me. I'm so excited. Really, there were 3 of us, and each of us took a different tool and started making it. And it just was, okay, after an hour, who's the person that's furthest ahead and how is it going? And it turns out Base 44 was the one against the other 2. So that was really a very quick way of seeing like how this can do it. And what we were trying to do was something of a node-based tool. You said I was a musician, and what we wanted to create, like seed of the idea was, can I jam out on my ideas, like I would use a MIDI controller? Can I tweak things and change frequencies and understand feedback and implement them, but all through connecting different ideas and then allowing them to be prompted by each other. So having feedback from everything and choosing how that went. And that was not something that I've seen an app be created, especially in like that UI is not really something that I've seen Base 44 output a lot. So I was experimenting with, is it capable? And it really did. As soon as I found the right language, and that's something I'm going to tell everyone, as soon as I knew that they were nodes and wires, and I could say I need a wiring system, then it all worked. When I was asking for connectors or other things, it wasn't quite there. So I think the potential of that, and maybe just a quick tip for everyone, is go look up the real root language about what you're trying to build in UI. Learn a little bit, do a little bit of research if it's not quite hitting the mark, because as soon as I found that language, it was just done. But before that, I was going step by step. And I think the real power I wanted to share about Base 44 is like this tiny little story that I was meeting with an industry lead, and we had a joke about making an app about climbing trees and just seeing whether or not a tree was good, rating a tree and finding its location, and then telling others that they should also go find that tree or be able to do that. It was like a joke for a while. And then I was doing my schoolwork on the weekend, and I went, I need a break. So I took literally 10 minutes coffee break, and Base 44 was like an ad. It like popped up, and I went, okay, I'm gonna like sign up. I'm gonna do this thing. I walked downstairs, and I mentioned the joke to my wife before. I walked downstairs, and I handed her my phone and said, here you go. And she went, you found somebody who made the app that you've been joking about. That's insane. And I went, no.
She didn't even give you credit.
I made this while I was upstairs. She's like, you were gone for 10 minutes. I'm like, and she literally couldn't perceive. She literally it was like you couldn't see the ship on the water, because it was impossible that I would have just walked upstairs and then walked downstairs and have had an app that was working. And
I love that, Matthew, so much, because again, the bigger picture, I think, and the bigger takeaway to your story, it levels the playing field so much for folks. And now your wife is a believer. I mean,
Absolutely.
we could send her something if you want us, if you know, make it awesome. But thank you, Matthew, so much, and thank you to all of the wonderful panelists. We know it's like a quick rapid fire. Please connect with them on LinkedIn. This will not be the last time that we're coming together. And I'm going to hand it over because I know this is what everyone's thinking, like, how do we partner with these cool folks at Base 44 to make some of this stuff happen? So I'm going to toss it over to my teammate Brady Klein to talk just about that a little bit.
That's me. Thanks, Louisa.
You got
hey,
it.
everyone. Great to meet you all. I'm Brady Klein. I lead our enterprise sales and partnerships here at Base 44, based in Denver, Colorado. So great to meet you all. I just have one quick slide that I want to talk through. Louisa, do you want me to pull that up?
I can pull that up. Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Cool. Thank you. Thanks, Elsa.
Sure thing.
So I really wanted to just talk through a couple different types of partnerships just to plant some seeds in your head of different ideas and ways that we can work together. Of course, we're very flexible here at Base 44 and happy to land, anywhere in between these different options. I just wanted to kind of put some different levels and different buckets out there in case, you're thinking of bringing Base 44 into the classroom and, kind of replicating things that some of the professors here have already talked about today. So the first one there on the left side, I'm calling it classroom. That would be, somewhere around 50 seats, obviously depending on how many students you have. And that's where, that education kit would come into play, and the curriculum support that you've heard about already today. And really the goal there is to get some more hands-on learning. I think we've espoused this message a couple times before, but really getting students to go from thinking to acting, and helping them start building right away. And I think we've all seen the benefits there. The second one here is I'm calling it a department. Obviously, that would be, how do we get base licenses to every student inside of your college? I was a business major myself, and I'm just sitting here thinking about how awesome it would have been to have a platform like this during my time in college, and it would have been something that's really powerful for all business students, and for you all, that's where those hackathons come into play as well, that we've talked about here today, along with really helping you all be and stay at the forefront of that AI adoption, which obviously is a very significant piece for anybody in their career right now, especially in the education space. The last one, kind of the pie in the sky, the dream, if you will, is really rolling out Base 44 to every student in the university. And that can, I'm just throwing out a number of 5,000 seats. That can be any number of the student body that you all have. But in my mind, that's like I said, it's certainly a pie in the sky sort of approach, but really enables the university to set the standard for how AI is used in higher education, right? We don't have any universities doing this right now, so there's an opportunity to be the first. And in my mind, this is every student getting a Base 44 license, obviously at a significant discount through our education discounts. But every student getting a license through their tuition payments, and then really from day one, they're hitting the ground running and building applications, just not just in academics, but in their personal lives too, if they need study aids or note-taking applications, things to keep them organized with all their different classes or events going on. So we're really talking about personal productivity apps, and obviously so many use cases inside of the classroom. I love what Professor Goss was describing about ideating and then building and then presenting. I think those are all really important skills that students need, and especially on the presenting side, I just think that's a really unique approach, and I think that can apply to really any discipline inside of the university. So would love to discuss any of these with you all. Obviously, like I said, we can find a middle ground anywhere in between these different options. Just wanted to kind of plant some different ideas in your head, and yeah, thanks for welcoming me on here.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much, Brady. And I think it's exciting for all of us because anyone can build on base. Starting today. But what does that look like if you say, "Hey, I want to do something actually at my university that's meaningful, that's institutionalized, that's like really a 5 year, 10 year plan?" And I think this is where it gets the future of vibe coding on campuses. Amazing. Well, listen, we are headed almost to the end of our time here, but I wanted to turn it over to Jordan to share a little bit of a roundup before we open up our breakout rooms on what you can take home with you. So, Jordan, you want to take it away?
Yeah. Again, well, thank you so much. Thank you, Brady, for all the information. And just so everyone knows, Brady and Elsa will be in a room to talk more about that. So if that excites you and you really are excited about partnering on that level, there'll be a whole room for that. For everyone else, thank you for the panelists. Hopefully that inspired a lot of you that are thinking about it or wanting to put it into your classroom. So we want to make sure before we go into these breakout rooms that we do get to send you home with some goodies. So we've put together a really great document that Ellery is going to throw in the chat for you now that you can download. This is going to include our quick start guide for faculty just to help you come up with different ways that you can incorporate it. And then for everyone that's on this call today, we do have a special coupon that you can add to get 100 additional credits and prompts to start building with, play around, and then inside that quick start guide, we will have access to apply for more additional credits for your students as well. So make sure you go into the chat now, download this PDF. You'll also see information about our University Spark platform that we've built out. It's a great way to brainstorm ideas of how to incorporate it into your specific classroom. It asks you about your curriculum and will give you a whole list of ideas of different projects that students can build, which is amazing to start figuring out ways that you think you can bring it in. And then lastly, a really exciting thing brought to created by Louisa on our team is our student accelerator. For any of your standout students or students that get really excited about using BASE and want to take it to the next level, we have this student accelerator program that they can apply for, and this gives the students a chance to step out of the classroom and apply their skills more hands-on in real-world projects with our official Base 44 partners. So these are agencies that we are partnered with that are doing real work and client work. So for students, it's an applied experience, but for partners, it's fresh talent and future pipeline. So very exciting, and it's all inside Base 44. So we have an application that they can fill out and be part of that for our spring 2026 that Louisa and myself will be running. So definitely make sure you check that out inside the PDF.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much, Jordan. And I know Jordan's going to be working around the clock also for a lot of new content coming up this year, video tutorials, curriculum with Melanie, anything and everything you could possibly dream of, we will be having out there to help you with you in your classroom and with your students. So I think this is the most on time we've been in a while with these events. We're only 1 minute behind schedule, but I wanted to use the remaining 10 minutes that we have together in some breakout rooms. So we have room 1 will be for those interested in talking about curriculum. Room 2 will be discussion about hackathons and events. Room 3 will be a build along with Jordan, and room 4, myself and Brady will be there for anyone interested in enterprise level partnerships. All right, I think it looks like the rooms are open, so feel free to join the one that is most interesting to you if you can stick around. If not, thank you so much again, and happy building.
If anyone needs help getting into a room, we'll have someone in the main room for you.
Okay. Wow. So that was it. So turn off the Alexa.
You don't want to listen to the rooms? Can you go into the rooms?
No, they said they're closing the rooms.
Oh, they're closing the rooms?
Yeah.
I thought that they're opening them.
No, they said they were.
But they said that you can ask them questions and stuff like that. No?
They closed it for me. I don't know.
Oh. Maybe you didn't register or something, or you didn't say that you wanted. Or... But they didn't show you anything, basically.
The only thing they showed is the kid from high school.
Yeah.
Well, two people showed you, and it was back ends.
Yeah.
Creating a back end where you can have a calendar.
This is kind of, it's not a back end, it's a front end.
What? No, it's a front end, but it's the back end for a company. Like the restaurant guy is for the restaurant managers. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
The clubs are for who's in the club.